Well, you're not going to Harris County.
Yes, ma'am, I'm not.
That's not going to be an option. You better abide by all that or you're going to end up in custody with no bond again. Okay? All right.
Sounds like y'all had
Yes.
a long time to work through issues, and at some point, I gotta protect people from themselves. Not right now, I'm reading.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. You're Joshua Barlow.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is, 17-26688. And Mr. Barlow is on probation for the second-degree felony offense of possession of a controlled substance. That probation was from September 18th of 2017. There has been a motion to revoke that probation. It looks like it was an adjudicated probation. Sorry, I'm trying to read without going back and forth. Was it a 10/10?
It was a 10/10 and a 2/5, which obviously probably is expired.
Yeah, we're only here on that one. Okay, so it was 10-year sentence that was probated for 10 years. And so there's no bond that's been set. Mr.
Right.
Lewis has filed a motion asking that I set a bond in the case. It looks like the allegations in that hearing, or for the administrative hearing that went into that motion, were that Mr. Barlow has allegedly committed the offense of terroristic threat of a family or household member November 2nd of 2025 in Harris County, that looks like failed to avoid injurious or vicious habits. The defendant has allegedly previously assaulted the victim in the Houston PD case, in a Beaumont PD case, failed to gain permission to leave the county without permission when he was in Harris County, failed to update a physical address, did not immediately report the arrest to the probation department, tested positive for THC in March and April of 2025, and behind in his fees. Mr. Let's see, hold on, sorry. Mr. Lewis, you may proceed. Mr. Barlow, best you can, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Judge, in this situation, of course, Mr. Barlow has been charged with this offense over in Harris County. His family has retained me to represent him over there. So what I'm trying to do is make sure it's not a situation where that case is just sitting while he's here. When we're dealing with this, I'm trying to make sure they get resolved at the same time. And to do that, of course, I would need him with me to appear over there so we can get something resolved. So I'm just waiting on the rest of the discovery over there. So I definitely would need him with me so we can try to get this resolved as soon as possible. Because I think a lot of the allegations, of course, in the motion deals with that particular date, whether it's the offense itself or the issue with the complaining witness or even the address. Because even with that situation, Judge, I believe a lot of that has been resolved already, because when he was arrested there, the initial thought was that he was staying in Harris County or living in Houston at that time, and which once that situation was resolved, they changed his bond conditions, because initially he was not allowed to leave Harris County. Once all that was sorted out, he was able to come back to Jefferson County, and he's been on bond technically for the past couple of months.
On bond for the Harris County case.
For the Harris County case, right. And of course, he went into custody as soon as this motion was filed. And a lot of that information I do need to get through their pretrial services over there. He's being supervised over there on the pretrial services. But again, a lot of that comes to me having him with me so we can appear. As far as the next court date, as soon as he bonds out, he'll probably be back on the docket over there within a couple of days. He is currently still on bond. There's not a hold for him over there. As far as the issue with the complaining witness, as of right now, as far as the bond conditions go, it's a no contact order in place with him and the complainant. And also there's a emergency protective order that's still active, from this case as well. So any concerns with any type of involvement with him and her or anything at that situation, of course, those conditions there are available, plus any others that the court would deem appropriate. And of course, any other conditions that the court thinks are best in this situation for the monitoring of that matter, especially for any concerns there. I'm more than willing to comply with that. Now, there is one issue though with that, with the motion I just was thinking of, because previously, Mr. Barlow was given permission to move to Harris County. And to my understanding, I don't know when that ended or anything, to go back to where he's supposed to just be here, but he was given permission at some point to move to Harris County. For a few years now, he had been trying to find employment, suitable living over there for him and the family. His wife did, so that's why recently she went ahead and moved with her and the kids. He was still staying here with his family until he can get the appropriate permission to go, because probation, of course, was telling him he couldn't move to Harris County. But I don't believe the court may recall, but at some point from the bench, you gave him the permission to move to Harris County if he can find somewhere to live over there. This was a situation where he was receiving some threats and that things dealing with the murder case that was from a few years ago. And that's when we approached you and talked to you about modifying at that time.
Okay, I need some more information. So where does, hold on a second. Where is it Brajan? Brajanet. Where does Brajanet Foster and your children live now?
My Brajanet Foster work at Roman and Harmony.
I didn't ask where she works. Where does she
lives
live?
in Houston, and my kids live with my mom. I was taking care of the kids.
Where does your mom live?
She just moved to the address. I don't know the address.
What town?
Beaumont, Texas.
It's 320 Caldwell. It's 07, it's a zip over here.
What's mom's name?
Julianne name.
Spell it.
D-R-E-W. Middle name A-N-N. Last name M-A-N-N-I-N-G.
And she's actually here in the court if you need anything from her.
Okay. And she's willing for him to live with her
Oh, yeah.
if he makes bond?
Oh, yes.
Miss, and just for the record, I am reviewing the administrative hearing packet that I was sent before the motion, which also includes the probable cause affidavit for the Harris County offense. So I do have at least what the probable cause affidavit states for the underlying offense over there. In addition, included in that was another probable cause affidavit for a similar offense against the same complainant back in 2022 here in Jefferson County, Texas. So it looks like that's what, when I read out that allegations in the motion, that this has been an ongoing issue, it appears. Ms. Malfino, what is the state's position?
This is the moment that changes the tone. The judge isn't just hearing about one incident. She's now looking at a documented history involving the same complainant. In courtroom terms, that's devastating. Past behavior doesn't automatically equal guilt, but it absolutely shapes how much risk a judge is willing to tolerate.
Judge, I certainly take Mr. Lewis at his word and appreciate everything he's done with respect to the Harris County cases. Due to the fact I've been in your court for so long, I know this defendant, and I've filed several motions on him myself.
I'm looking back.
And when I reviewed the entirety of his MTRP file, including the motions that go all the way back almost 9 years, and he's given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, that's what gives me some hesitation and some pause on him being granted a bond. Certainly, it would be helpful for those offenses over there to be resolved. It would probably be easier to resolve them there than me require those people to come here, which I would be happy to do. I don't know their level of cooperation, if I would be successful at that, but my hesitation is just with the entirety of Joshua Barlow's file, not just the singular incident.
I don't disagree. So what's the status of the relationship with Regine?
That's my wife, and we don't have any bad times. It really was she had gotten a record with my car, and I paid for my car to get fixed, and
Okay, I don't need all the,
I don't.
so your intention is is to remain married, and, because at one of these things, something that I just read, she stated to an officer that she had been trying to get a divorce for some time. Is that not?
No, that's not. She requires for me to call her every day, over the phone so she can talk to my mom with the kids and things like that while I'm in jail.
And Judge, I can just say from what I have had a conversation with the complainant to where, and what she's explained to me, that's not her wishes. You know, they're trying to work through their issues and still be together.
Sounds like y'all have had a long time to work through issues, and at some point I gotta protect people from themselves.
Speaking from the young,
Not right now, I'm reading.
this was apologize.
I guess what I'd like to know, you haven't had an opportunity or reached out to her?
Just because it was just sent for the bond.
Right. I
But I
think,
will.
yeah, I guess part of what I would like to know, and it's not that it matters necessarily if you have the, my concern is this continued relationship.
Right.
And so if I give him a bond and he gets out to go to Harris County, that gives me concern. Because part of the condition of the bond would be to remain as far away as possible during this pendency from her.
And Judge, that's why I brought up the issue that there is a no contact in place right now, as well as the emergency protective order, which
That'll
expire in.
Is it 90 days?
Yeah, I think it's 90 days. It should be close to expiring, you know, but then of course the no contact will be in place. And that no contact includes not just her, but the actual physical address of where she lives.
So is that 6604 Belfort Avenue?
No, ma'am, it would be 12244 Armory Street,
What was the name of it?
Armory.
Armony?
Yes, ma'am.
Like AR?
A-R, yes, ma'am.
M
M-A-N-D-Y.
Armandy.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's in Harris County?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's where she lives right now?
Yes, ma'am. The judge said I can't go nowhere near that.
Are you ordered to stay away from her place of business?
Yeah, and I had ordered not to go by a job,
Which was Memorial?
which was Memorial Arm and Brain Surgery.
Is that downtown in the medical center?
Yes, ma'am.
So does she come here and see the kids? How does that work with your mom?
She probably have came once or twice. I don't know, I've been in jail. But
When you weren't in
I
jail?
was taking, no, she wasn't, I was just taking my daughter to school and taking care of the kids with my mom. She wouldn't have had nobody watch the kids when she was at work, so she left me to keep the kids.
Okay. Over there in Harris
In
County?
Beaumont. The kids are in Beaumont with me, because she didn't have nobody to watch the kids while she worked in Houston. So I had to keep the kids.
But you had been, so when this thing happened over in Harris County, she told them that y'all had been living at that Ormondy Street for about 2 months. So you had gone over there with the kids and were staying with her on
I
Ormondy?
wasn't staying there with this town, so where I have to get the kids for her and bring them back for her and go right back to Beaumont. I was trying to help out with her job. I wasn't moving out there because I was waiting for the probation officer to give me a okay that I can go to try to talk to you to transfer it, because they told me they had switched me like 2, 3 different probation officers at the time.
Well, you're not going to Harris County.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
That's not going to be an option.
That's okay.
So what I'm going to do is grant the motion and set a bond. I'm going to set the bond at $50,000. Condition of that bond, if you make it, is that you will be required to live and be
A $50,000 bond, but with strings attached. GPS monitoring, house arrest, strict no contact rules, one wrong step, one wrong location ping, and he's back in custody with no bond at all. So here's the question for you. Is this a second chance or the calm before another collapse?
were you working anywhere?
I had a job, I get disability, I got rods and pins in my leg.
Okay. So you'll be required to be on house arrest at 320 Caldwood, Beaumont, Texas, except for court in Houston. And you will be required to give probation department here. If you make the bond, you're on probation. You'll get an officer here. You need to go see them, talk with Mr. Lewis. And then Mr. Lewis can get proof of a court date, send it to them so that they know that that's where you're going. If you're going to Harris County and that GPS shows you going anywhere else other than straight to court and straight back, it's a violation. You're going to be back in custody. You are now on my bond and on the probation, if you make it, the bond, also ordered not to have contact or communication with Brajan other than by phone for the kids. I would rather your mom make those arrangements and talk to her and you not even speak to her. You cannot allow her, if she's going to have visitation with the kids, you need to be gone. So if she's going to come here and see the kids at your mom's house, you need to go talk to Mr. Lewis so he can talk to me so we can find somewhere for you to go because you're supposed to be on house arrest. So it's a whole thing, right? But it's all so that you have no contact with her. Also, you cannot, if the GPS shows you're getting close to Memorial Hermann instead of the downtown Memorial Hermann, it's part of your bond that you can't go there here also. So you've got 2 cases, 2 judges telling you what you can and can't do. You better abide by all that or you're going to end up in custody with no bond again. Okay? All right.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Would I be able to work a job?
Talk to Mr. Lewis because I would like for you to work if you can here locally, but you need to have permission to do that. Permission if you find a job over the phone or if you know some people and you can get a job, he can contact me. I'll talk with Ms. Malfino if I approve it. If you have certain place you need to go for an interview or something, then I would like for you to work, but for now, until you have some specifics where you're going, what you're doing, then it's house arrest without that permission.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? All right, you can go back with the bailiff.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm here.
You're one of those mornings?
Yeah, this morning. DWI warrant at 6:30 this morning. Who is drunk at 6:30 in this weather?
The last time that
It's
sang-
from last night. I'm not saying
last time I was up, I had more in the morning than I had in the middle of the night.
it's crazy.
Yes. I'm like, go home and stay home. Don't leave again.
But I'm like, it is too cold outside.
I know. Yes, I had the same issue. It was weird. Good morning. Are you Marilyn Close? This is 25 DCCR 1220. Ms. Close is charged with fraudulent use or possession of identifying information. And what is the announcement?
Your Honor, the state made an offer for today, today only of 18 months. State jail, Ms. Close has informed me that she intends to bond out today. And to take care of her case, she states that she has some medical concerns that she's trying to get taken care of as far as surgeries involved. And so she's indicated to me that she plans to bond out today.
So, Ms. Close, that's, if you want to reject that offer, that's fine. I know y'all talked about it, and Ms. Holmes has explained to you the position of the state. That's between y'all. If that plea agreement's out there later, it is. If it's not, it's not. I also want to make sure you understand, if you bond out, you will be expected to at least try to hire a lawyer as well. If you can't afford one, we'll go through a process, and then you might still qualify for a court appointed. But if you make a bond, I want you to at least start trying to talk to some lawyers about hiring them, okay? So I will reset your case. If for some reason you don't bond out or whatever happens, talk to Ms. Holmes. She's still your lawyer until we determine otherwise. And she'll be working on your case unless you hire somebody else, okay? All right, you can go back with the bailiff. Marilyn Close. And then you've got Mark King, 3 cases.